Hello everybody, my name is Arpita Chaudhary. I am working as an assistant professor at Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Rama University, Kanpur. Today we are here with a topic anti-asthmatic agents. To understand anti-asthmatic agents, we have to first understand asthma. What is asthma? Asthma, it is a chronic inflammatory disease of respiratory tubes, that is trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, characterized by narrowing of respiratory passages causing difficulty in breathing. Basically, asthma is a chronic inflammatory disease that is mainly caused by inflammation of respiratory tubes. In respiratory tubes, mainly trachea, bronchi and bronchioles only, characterized by narrowing of respiratory passages. It means in this narrowing of respiratory passages occur and we will face difficulty in breathing. The main causes of asthma are pollution, cold air, infection, drug induced or smoke, dust and pollens. Coming on to anti-asthmatic agents, basically anti-asthmatic agents are the medications that are used in the treatment of asthma and to relieve the symptoms of asthma. So, in asthma mainly basic symptoms occur that are dyspnea, that is shortness of breath, or we can say it breathlessness. Second one is wheezing, that is whistling sound during respiration, and third one is cough, that is because of the excess mucus secretion. Coming on to the mode of action of anti-asthmatic agents, first of all, mast cells are present in lungs, mainly in bronchi and bronchioles. These are the mast cells. In mast cells, many of the inflammatory mediators and many kind of chemicals are present in the form of granules only. Okay. So, in case of asthma, mainly these granules are degranulated just because of the inflammation or any allergen. So, anti-asthmatic agents causes this degranulation to lower down. Okay. So, basically in mast cells these granules are degranulated just because of the allergen and which causes inflammatory mediators to release. Okay. So, basic inflammatory mediators or basic chemicals that are present inside the mast cells in the form of granules are interleukins, leukotrienes, prostaglandins and mainly histamines. Okay. So, when they are released from the mast cells, they causes excess mucus secretion or excess mucus production that further causes narrowing of airways, that are inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles, and which further causes asthma. So, if anti-asthmatic agents are decreasing the effect of degranulation here, then this whole process will stop. Okay. So, this is the main mode of action of anti-asthmatic agents. After that, classification of anti-asthmatic agents. First class is bronchodilators, mainly bronchospasm is happening here. So, bronchodilators are therefore used to decrease this bronchospasm. Okay. So, in this category, first category is anticholinergics. Anticholinergics, short acting anticholinergic is ipratropium, long acting anticholinergic drug is tiotropium. In bronchodilators, second category is beta 2 agonist, in which albuterol and levobuterol is included. Third category is methylxanthines, in which theophylline and aminophylines are added. Then second class is corticosteroids, in which beclomethasone and prednisolone are included. Third class is leukotriene modifiers, montelukast and zafirlukast are included. Fourth class is mast cell stabilizers, ketotifen and sodium chromoglycate are the examples. Fifth class is anti-Ig antibody, omalizumab is the example. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you.